Oh, hey there. Hello. I didn't see you there. Hi, my name's Caelin. Now, I know you must have a lot of questions, such as, who are you? Where am I? How did I get into your house? And of course, most importantly, the big question, what are some of the roles that music plays in our everyday lives, and how does music play such roles? I don't know why I'm like this either. It's just sort of happened. So, welcome to my, for want of a better word, parlour. And today we'll be discussing music and how it affects our everyday lives, and what roles it plays in our everyday lives specifically. In her book, Music in Everyday Life, Tia Denora discusses this phenomenon a little further by analysing a 1992 empirical study performed by John Silbada. As Denora writes, this research points clearly to the ways in which music is appropriated by individuals as a resource for the ongoing constitution of themselves and their social, psychological, physiological, and emotional states. As such, it points the way to a more overtly sociological focus on individuals' self-regulatory strategies and socio-cultural practices for the construction and maintenance of mood, memory, and identity. Now, if, like me, you aren't a robot, you might have struggled to understand that at a first glance. So we're going to look at it again and sort of reword it to maybe make it a little more English. What Denora is essentially trying to get at is that music is used by human beings to regulate our emotional states and to build our sense of self. What we're using music for is not just to fill in the space, it's not just to get ourselves hyped up, it's to regulate mood, it's to put ourselves into the headspace that we feel we need to be. Because, as we know, emotional states are a very complex thing, and human beings are very complex, and trying to regulate all of these different feelings and emotions and hormones and chemicals in our brains can be a very, very difficult process. So sometimes we just need that little kick, and that's what music is. Music is a kick. So, there you go. Another slightly less thought of, but no less vital use of music in our everyday life is the storytelling aspect of music. We look at Johnny Cash's Folsom Prison Blues or Dolly Parton's 9 to 5, and these songs tell us something about this social class, this group of people, and the fact that they were so popular shows us that to a huge swath of people, these songs rung true. So, in a way, music is like the rings on a tree. It's telling us what things were like at certain points in time. You look at the sea shanties from, hundreds of years ago, where sailors were just singing about drinking and boozing and all the different ports and, whatever else they were up to. And it tells us something about that society. And even though to these people they're just singing about their own lives, to us, 100 years later, 200 years later, 300 years later, it's telling us something about what life was like at that point in time. It's sort of a chronicle of history as seen from the perspective of the everyman. And I think that's a really, really important use for music in our society, to tell the stories of people that probably would never have gotten a chance to tell those stories otherwise. Even in modern society, especially as we become more globalized and we can see what culture is like in America or in England or in France or wherever else, we have music as this cultural go-between. For example, as Trisha Rose talks about in her book Black Noise, Rap Music and Black Culture in Contemporary America, rap music brings together a tangle of some of the most complex social, cultural, and political issues in contemporary American society. Rap's contradictory articulations are not signs of absent intellectual clarity. They are a common feature of community and popular cultural dialogues that always offer more than one cultural, social, or political viewpoint. In conclusion, Music has a variety of functions in our everyday life, and those functions serve not only to enrich us culturally, but also emotionally. I think that's pretty bloody important. As you're grading this, I'd just like you to keep in your mind that you asked for this. You specifically said in the brief, I had to be in this. I had to show my face. So these are the consequences of your own actions.